Hi guys, welcome back. We are here with solving multi-step equations. I think I'm going to have Mr. Hudson make our next video, so you won't have to listen to my droning nasally voice. Anyhow, we're going to talk about equations. Equations first. All right, there will be a specific number of solutions to an equation. Okay, so it could be one, it could be none, it could be infinitely many, right? So what we want to do is we want to figure out what they're doing, and how many there are, if there are any, and what it is. So we're going to break this down into an example and the steps. So here's our example. And over here, I will do our steps. Okay, so our first one is going to be 3 plus 6x minus 2x equals 1 minus 2 parentheses 3 minus x. Whew, looks like a doozy, right? Okay, so what do we do first, Mrs. Black? That looks like a lot. The first thing you're going to do is distribute. So there are no parentheses left in the equation. So we are going to distribute so there are no parentheses left in the equation. Okay, so where I can distribute is right here, this negative 2, and I'm going to distribute it to the 3 and the negative x. And then I'm just going to rewrite my answer. So I'm going to have 3 plus 6x minus 2x equals 1 minus 6 plus 2x. All right, well then, I've distributed. Next step, I'm going to combine like terms on each side of the equation. So number 2, combine like terms on each side of the equation. Okay, so our like terms on this side over here would be a 6x and a negative 2x. Over here would be a 1 and a negative 6. So we're going to combine those. Right? I'm going to just go ahead and skip a place and do 3 plus 4x, where I combined it. Too many pens, equals negative 5. Whoops, that was supposed to be in pink. Negative 5 plus 2x. All right, so that's great. The next thing we want to do is move all the variables to one side of the equation, right? We want to get our variables all on one side of the equation. So next step, move all variables to one side of the equation. So we're moving it over. All right, and to do that, I'm just going to move it to the left. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to subtract 2x and subtract 2x. And I'm just going to draw this line underneath. And I'm going to bring down this 5. So I'm going to have a negative 5 here. I'm going to actually do 4 minus 2, which will give me a 2x. And I'm going to bring down this 3. So I'll have 3 plus 2x equals -5. Which brings us to our next step, which is move all the constants, the numbers without a variable, to the other side of the equation. So step number 4, move all the constants to the other side of the equation. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to subtract 3. Since my variable's here, I'm going to move them over to the right side here. So -3 and -3. And I'll draw my line and bring everything down. So these would cancel out. I'll bring down my 2x, and I'll get a -5 and a -3 is a -8. Okay, great. Now, what I want to do is solve for the variable by using inverse operations. So step number 5, solve for the variable, just our one-step equation here, using inverse operations. And that means I'm going to divide by 2 and divide by 2, and I will get x equals -4. So that's our big, long, drawn-out example. Make sure that we undo everything. Undo by using SADMAG. Okay, so let's try one that's not quite as tricky, and then we'll try one together that is a little bit harder. So my first example is going to be x over 2 minus 4 equals 6. All right, first thing I'm going to want to do is do SADMAG, right? I want to move this 4 over and get that variable by itself. So I'm going to subtract 4 and subtract 4, and I'll be left with x divided by 2 equals a positive 2. All right, well now I have to get rid of this x divided by 2. So I'm going to multiply this side by 2, and what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. I'm multiplying because this is x divided by 2. The opposite of division is multiplication, so times 2. And I will be left with x equals 4 as my answer. Okay, let's do one more, and then we'll do a couple in class tomorrow. So, or next time I see you guys. Let's do 2x plus 1 equals 21. All right, first thing we want to do is undo our order of operations, right? So we're going to subtract 1 and subtract 1, or do SADMAG. And we'll bring down this 2x, so 2x equals 20. And then to get x by itself, we'll divide by 2, and we'll divide by 2. We will get x equals 10. And that's it, guys. Solving multi-step equations. We'll go over it more in class and then do some practice problems. Have a good one. Bye.